Hello, and welcome to another Ubernar. Thank you for joining us this April. We've got so much cool new stuff to share with you. My name is Kai. For those of you who haven't met me before, I'm going to be your host today. But I do want to say just a big warm welcome to those people who have joined us for the very first time. I know we had a little bump from our LinkedIn subscribers, and big congratulations to those people out there who won those tablets. Very exciting stuff. Hey, and there will be other opportunities for you. If you don't already follow us over there on the socials, jump across, give it a click, give it a like. We hope that you are sitting down and enjoying a lunch on us. If you didn't even know that there was a lunch available, well, you missed out, and maybe you can get the next one. So make sure you follow us for all those details and all of those opportunities. We've got so much to get through. So, look, without further ado, well, let's get right in and get down to the nitty-gritty. And I'm going to introduce our featured speaker for today, a man who's been with the company since 2016, so he knows what he is talking about. He's about to make your life a lot simpler. Introduce yourself, mate.
Mark, your Customer Success Manager. I'm here today to talk to you about the direction of the company, where we're going with regards to modularization. So typically speaking, the different modules have been very disjointed. Our current goal and focus is to bring it all together in a workflow that makes sense for the company. So that equals right down to the tendering process at the start, which is looking and focusing on quoting and winning the works, to then converting that one piece into a project, and then taking that project through to tracking the different components of the project, which would be the expenses, the purchase orders, the timesheet data, as well as any particular equipment hire or material deliveries, right the way through to invoicing. So depending on the type of work that you are completing as part of your industry, it will piece together a full flow that will give you the cost tracking and breakdown and reporting that you require to see how your projects are tracking. So today we are focusing on giving you a snapshot of the different modules that we have been working incredibly hard to build. We will be going through the advanced modules as well as some of our more new modules that are in the process of getting completed to a point of release. A lot of you will have seen a lot of the EDMs and content releases regarding these new modules, and they particularly cover the scheduler and our HR module. But we have also been working on new modules such as our new sales module, TrackView, and KimTools. So James is here to discuss in more detail some of the key features of the HR module and our new sales module, to give you an idea of how everything links together. But like I said, it's all the idea of getting a full, complete company workflow from start to finish.
This all sounds very cool. So tell us what's in some of these new modules.
So what we have got in our new modules is the KimTools, which is a replacement of our equipment module that's in place. It's to allow more flexibility from what the base module provides. So that will provide the main flow into the jobbing separation that it's currently got into one module, as well as managing all of the maintenance related items, as well as the equipment themselves. This is something that we've been currently working on and is due for release in the new financial year, or sooner if we can. There's also TrackView, which TrackView is our new module that will bring everything GPS and camera related into the one spot. This will allow us to have reporting, map views, as well as video recordings of crucial activities through the camera recordings in one location. That will help considerably with not having separate software packages to access the same thing, essentially. and bring it all into one location. That's what we're essentially all about, which also feeds into integration as well, which I will pass you over to Dave to give you more detail on what that is all about.
Now, I have lots of cool stuff about this shortcuts menu. So how is it going to actually help our users?
So our shortcuts menu, the main objective of this is to have a easy access to all of the key features that you will need as an individual using the application. It's visible on both web and mobile, and as a custom configuration per client, you can configure to access, say, an incident report from the main shortcuts view instead of having to hunt for creating the form via the project or the contact or the equipment, avoiding and reducing the amount of clicks that are involved in accessing that content. We can also set up the shortcuts app for via roles to have access to different components. So an operator, as an example, to a director will have significantly different access rights. Operator will only need a small portion that's relevant to that individual worker, whereas directors will need a full capture of everything in the business. So yeah, we're basically all about getting that ease of use for the end user.
It sounds like you've got it all covered, but exactly how do these kind of integrations work?
How the integrations work are you've got separate software packages that you might want to pull data into or from him into that platform. So the key example would be an accounting package. You've got invoices, purchase orders, timesheet data, all raised in Kim, all raised in the accounting package that you want to feed in data between the two. The main focus is what do you need to be holding data for in what area. So if you need, obvious example, invoices added to your accounting package but created in Kim, then that's where that integration comes in. It'll pick a table that needs to be provide data and link the particular data across to the accounting package to allow you to process invoices, receipts, invoices, through to payroll, allowing you to get the full capture of your timesheet data to release pay out to your employees. So a very, very powerful piece that will link multiple things into one so that you can get more functionality, but make it as easy as possible to access what you need.
Well, that sounds excellent. So what's up next for you guys? What's on the roadmap?
Heading into the month of May, we are focusing my content for release to existing clients is all about the sales module. So to bring that as a wrap on everything available and allow for questions in April.
I think it's in May. I think we're doing it in May.
In May. In May.
Yep. Everyone confirmed. It'll happen in May.
Date to be confirmed. We will be holding a session with myself where I'll be doing a short feature demo of the new sales module and allow for question and answer. So we will be sharing out a enrollment list.
Enrollment list? I don't know if that's the right word. Like an application form, yeah?
A application form that will allow you to register your interest for joining that. But we hope you get a lot out of that and like the direction of where we're heading as a company. The idea is making our products as easy and linked and focusing on that one system.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. We're looking forward to that Q&A in May. Now, I guess we should throw it straight across to the man who's going to explain all this to us. Mark's throwing you right under the bus here, buddy. James, what are some of the features of this new HR module?
Yeah, so HR, big module within our system. Main focus for me, there's been really three things that come to mind these past few months that we've been really focusing on building out. So the first one being training matrix systems. So this is what holds all your different licenses within the system, and you see the training matrix which shows all your employees and what different training they have within your system, what different roles they can take and eligible for, and things like that. So we've been improving on this quite regularly. And the major update that we've had recently is the ability to have delegation with your different licenses. So you have your essentially main license, say you have a certain heavy vehicle license, which technically means you have all the ones under it. Instead of having to raise a single license for each single different one, you can then raise it just for that top one, and then it will count on the matrix that that person is actually eligible for all the other ones under it. So things like that, and also ability to easily group all these things together, which allows you to kind of filter and things like that based on the different groups of licenses for easy management. So yeah, so that was one of the major focuses of HR. Second one comes to mind is for the core system. So core is our chain of responsibility, mainly used within the heavy vehicle industries. So this gets used for people to do their EWDs and things like that. This allows them to also do their timesheets and that transfer into HR. So this forces them to do it each day as they're going throughout their day, rather than 2 weeks later they need to put in their timesheets, and you potentially have incorrect data because no one has perfect memory. So this is really forcing down a certain workflow, an easy workflow that they can't really screw up and can be customized for different clients if needed. So that has been the second major focus. And then the third one that comes to mind is our onboarding system. So onboarding, currently we use it for and has been used for bringing a new employee has come into the business, and you want them to answer a bunch of questions, go through all your training logs and put in all their training logs and competencies and go through yours and essentially sign off on it. So to become an employee within your company. But the improvements we've made to that is using our Kynection portal infrastructure. We have then connected those two things together, which then allows you to put a application out, say if you're looking for work, rather than before they've actually come in and you've accepted them for the job. You want to look for people that are acceptable for the job. So essentially have a link that you can put on Seek, on LinkedIn, things like that. And they don't actually have to be a user within our KIM system to do this. They can be anyone, really. They go in, put in their name and email, go through the list of questions that you set out, can be completely customized to what you need. Any training they need to fulfill that certain role, anything like that can be achieved, and all the information that they pull in goes straight into KIM for the HR person or whoever's doing the applications to review, approve, go through the certain stages, first interview, second interview, and then eventually become an employee, which then they'll go into become a KIM user.
Sounds pretty cool. So projects and sales linking together. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a big part of a project or your company business being able to see essentially your profit and loss of a project. See where's all your time and resources going into. If you're losing, you've lost a bunch of materials and you're not sure where that's going, things like that. It's very important to know very easily where that's going. And what's happening, what's using it up, what project's using that up. So what we're creating at the moment and really developing is the sales module, really becoming essentially 2.0, really pushing that to be its own full-fledged system within KIM, and allowing you mainly with our quoting system, so mainly allowing you to put in as much detail as you want and capture as much detail as you want. So from things like having sections within your quotes and also attaching within those sections your cost centers or account codes or things like that, and putting products straight against those for easier accounting and things like that, for that to go into your accounting system, be it Xero, Mile, whatever. So that's one part of it. And then throughout the quoting system, that will create a project out of the back end of it, which will then bring all everything that you've quoted into that project. Everything, if it's in inventory, will get assigned to that project. If it needs to be ordered in, it will let you know what needs to be ordered in. Things like that is extremely useful and can be a complete pain to manage by yourself without a system telling you what you need to order and things like that. So this is what this does. And then throughout that, you'll be able to see on your project what has been assigned to the project, what has been used, consumed, what still needs to be packed from the inventory and brought to the project. Things like that is a big focus. And then also having your timesheets come in to the project so that you can see how much time has been spent potentially on a certain section that was on the quote, or things like that. So you can see how much time, how much materials have been used on a certain section, what's been consumed, anything along those lines. If there was any screw ups and things like that on the project, you'll be able to see that straight away. And if you're having to order stuff in, say non-billable things, but technically that still costs you, you'll be able to see to show how much money you've made off this project and things like that. So big system, and definitely it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool.
Great. You're nothing if not thorough. Now, you're a developer, James. Tell me, how long would it take to build some of these features?
Sure. So some can be done potentially in a week, myself working on it. Others can take months, to be honest, especially when we're building something like sales or something like that, so HR as an example, became quite a mature project a few months ago. But obviously it's continual improvements. So things like that, new features can usually get done hopefully within maybe a fortnight it takes to make. But new modules, new things like that, or really rebuilding something from scratch to suit what we need, any frustrations we've had with our clients and things like that. So that can take months of tests, of making sure everything's right. Customization is a big thing for us so that it suits every single business. So it doesn't just suit one particular business. Really got to make sure one fits all, because that's a big thing for us, and that it connects to everything. So one system is a big thing. So making sure that everything can connect is definitely a main priority, and can take some time, but it's worth it in the end for sure.
There you have it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We got Mark and James today talking us through some of the stuff. And if you have any questions, do feel free to get in touch with it at any old time. Of course, you can always get to us via the usual channels if you're already a customer. But if you're not, kynection.com.au, Kynection, Kynection.com. We would love to see you there, and we'd love to see you again at the next Ubernar. So until we do, take it easy.